Hi Prati, hi Ria.
Hi, Prem.
Hi, Prem.
Hi Prati, hi Ria. Can you guys can hear me?
Yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
So
Yes, you're audible.
today I'm going to explain you about the styling, right? I mean, when we create the component, how we can style the component. Okay. So give me just 10 minutes. I have some problem on my server. Let me see how I can. Okay. So give me
Okay.
just 10 minutes. I'm presenting my screen. Hi, it's taking time on server. Meanwhile, just I have kept that file on a copy. So, did you get chance to look at the content or maybe the notes I've shared? Or if you have any question on it? And actually, for the videos, still we are uploading the videos on the LMS so that you can go through. So maybe by tomorrow, EOD will upload all of uh, the videos there. Maximum content we have now on the LMS. Okay. So do you have any question till now regarding the JSS? If you are not understanding anything, Preeti.
It's fine, Prem, but just one thing regarding the notes and all, even if the questions won't be included to notes, but uh, while discussing, can we discuss some like scenario based question or something? I mean, in notes, those are kind of mostly theoretical questions and the direct like configuration or something like that. But some, I guess, we should discuss something, some scenario based questions.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we can. I mean, basically, Anna, you are new to the JSS, so that's the reason I provided you the notes so that you can have something
Yeah.
about the JSS. Okay, the scenario
Yes.
basis, yeah, it's good. I mean, we can have that kind of.
Yeah, those
And
notes are good. I went
yeah,
through those. I just suggested like we should discuss scenario based also.
okay, yeah. And second thing, now you must be familiar about maybe, but tomorrow I'll explain you again if you have any doubt. Like, do you now, comfortable understanding the routing? Like, if I ask you what's the Sitecore JSS routing, like in a MVC, how, right? I mean, a user hits the page, it goes to the, request to the controller, then action, then again something happens, then come back to us in the same in the page like that. So are you able to understand in the same way about the JSS, how JSS working? I mean, this you have to understand. I mean, so once I told you about like the routing. So in the routing, how it works, like we have two things here now. Satco like a CMS backend, and the front end application we can name like a rendering host. Front end application we can name like a rendering host, like it's hosting something. Okay, so these things you have to understand. Backend, there is a service, you can say like a layout service. It's like serving some kind of JSON object. So CMS, Satcore CMS is exposing some kind of JSON objects. Our rendering host, we can say the Next.js project is catching those things. So how those things are catchable, how those the things are mapped to the front end application. So there is only, I mean, two things you have to understand. I mean, basically, if you in a high level, you have to understand so how in a front end application, or in the front end application we can name like a rendering host. If there is one front end application project, there is a one rendering host, you can say like that. I mean, why I'm saying that a rendering host, because these are the configuration you have to know. I mean, when you are going to deploy it to the upper I mean to the servers, then this kind of things you will find. You have to define the rendering host, you have to define the the editing token, you have to define the age token, that kind of things. You have to define the public URL, those kind of things. Okay, so these things should be now familiar a little bit. Okay, like the layout service is nothing but Sitecore, whatever like we are defining in a Sitecore layout. in a Sitecore layer, you can understand like a in terms of Next.js or GSS, what we call something. If I'm saying like a Sitecore page, so page will be like a route. It will be a route, like home page route, like that. We can understand this way. So because when that page, and it's page means, you can say one page means like a one layout. Okay, because that page will be exposed by the layout service. So in the page, what the layout, what the attributes it's going to expose. So it's going to expose all the things. For our case, if I have to understand, then it's going to expose the component and the placeholder we are going to define there. So for now, suppose we have a placeholder like a header, then maybe a main, then maybe a footer. So when the home page or home page route, let's say like a home page is going to be exposed by the layout service of the Sitecore, then what it will do is, in the layout service, it will show the, first of all, it will show all the, the context item, all the context details. After that, it shows like the placeholder, like if it is a header. So in a header, whatever component we have attached, so those components is going to be listed there. Then it will come to the main placeholder. Okay, so under the main placeholder, it's going to return all the component in a JSON array. And in every placeholder, in the layout services, because if there is more than one component is attaching in one of the placeholder, that it will return in like a JSON array. Okay, suppose we are attaching one of the component named like a my component. So in a main section, so that's also going to return there. Okay, it will return whatever, like fields we are defining in that component. Okay, with the placeholder, like placeholder, then beneath that placeholder, every component it will return. Okay, so you have to understand the visual like this. Okay, next, after returning the placeholders and the components there in a layout service, now the second part, when we come to our front end application. In a front end application, what we do is we make the components only. We make the components, and we make the components name with a unique component name, and those unique component we register into like a JSON rendering into the Sitecore, and that Sitecore JSON rendering we are going to assign to the layout. So same layout is returning us as a layout service. So now how it's going to map? So it's going to map through the, first of all, it's going to map through the placeholder. Second, it's going to map through the component name, because component name is unique. Okay, so and how these things are coming into the front end application? These things are coming to the front end application just because we have a, how it's going to catch. It's going to catch through the, we have a dynamic route catch, catch all route, kind of, a dynamic route we have in a Next.js. Okay, so that's first thing that is going to play a role, that every routes means, if it is a home, so home page is going to come to the front end application. Okay, that's going to through the that dynamic route catch all route. After that, it's going to match through the placeholder and then component. Same placeholder component in a layout service, same we have in a Next.js application, whatever component we have written. Okay, so those. And in a component, generally what we do in a component, we do, whatever like field we have defined to the Sitecore, those field we write here in the component. So that's how it's going to map. Second things, if we go deep into it, so how it works, we have a component factory, like a component builder. we have a page factory like a page pros. This also play a important role when assigning when mapping the data to the components. If it is a component, so what it does is it just match the component. Then there we have a get static probes or get server side probes as well. When you just see in a in the Sitecore JSS, there you'll find like a component builder there, page props factory. So there we have those things like get server side or get static props. When we are creating through the get SSG as a template form in a Sitecore JSS application, so it will be a get static props. Okay, so get static props, what it does it in terms of Sitecore or in terms of Next.js, it's fetch the content from CMS as the build time, so it's very fast. Before running, it's going to display the data. So what it does is SSG work in the very deep or very behind. Uh, I mean on top of that, what it does is it fetch the data through the dynamic is cache the route through the dynamic route, cache all route. After that, what it does is it map through the placeholder and the component name. Okay, so suppose if I have to understand, suppose page is in a URL in a page is hit by the user. So what it does is the that page is going to be come to the Next.js. Okay, that will be catched by the dynamic route. After it is catched by the dynamic route, okay, what it will do is our our component or our page props will what it will do, it will analyze the Sitecore layout service. Sitecore layout service, whatever like data is going to return. Okay, so suppose it's a component one. Component one is going to analyze the you know the Sitecore layout service. It's going to match first of all the the placeholder. Then it's going to match its component name. When this is matched, then ahead what it will do, it will do it match the fields we are assigning for the component. Okay, so when the fields are matched, then fields will be fetched to the component and it's going to display on the component. So here in this, so you understood, right? Data are assigned to the component, how if user hits the page, how it's get code by the front-end application, how it's matching the, so our front-end application component and the Sitecore layout service component. You understood?
Yes,
Priti?
Prem.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Prem, one thing, you have described the whole process. So, is it possible to put it into a diagram or something, flowchart kind of thing, like in simple terms, not like you have explained a lot about it, but
Okay.
can it be put it into a flowchart? Because it will be easier to just remember the terms and go through all the process.
Yeah. I will make that a chart so that you can understand. It's a very simple thing. Understand this way. Component, because not we can create a page in a Next.js application, but in terms of Sitecore, when we are working in a the Next.js application with the Sitecore, generally we create the component. Okay, and the component we are going to register in the CMS. Okay, so everything like a page and the all things and the content all can be structured or restructured in a CMS. So that's the flexibility. We don't have to modify anything in a code. Okay, we have to just develop the component and that's it. And everything like a page creation and page arrangement, that all, I mean, we are going to do in a Sitecore, because Sitecore have flexibility. Sitecore have a, folder, uh, a folder structure page. We can create there whatever like folder structure page we create. Similar folder structure page will be reflecting in the website. And in the Next.js as well, we have a file-based structure, page routing. So it's similar. It's a file-based structures. I mean, the routing in Next.js. Similarly, we have the same structure in the CMS. We have a folder structure. We can just make a folder structure based page item there, and that is going to fetch by the our Next.js routing system. So that our Next.js routing system will support that folder structure um, in the front application as well, because Next.js also a file based, and our CMS also are like a folder based, you can say, or maybe a page item. We make a folder structure, right? I mean, the page like a home, about us, that kind of folder structure we can make in a Sitecore. So similar folder structure we make in the Next.js as well. But in Next.js, we only create the component, and with those component, we just register into the Sitecore CMS, and those we can, register into the toolbox as well, or maybe we can directly assign to the page. Okay. So in terms of routing, what I said, like, I mean, if because whatever like data we are going to get from the Sitecore to the front end application component, that is we are going to retrieve through the layout service. So layout service is the medium to get the data to the front-end application JS. This is okay. Next, I mean, when page is running, when the page is running, then when user hit, so suppose user is hitting a home page somewhere in a one component. Suppose I mean, if it is loading a home page, so definitely the page should load every component of the home page. So how it is going to load the those all components in a home page? So as soon as it's hit the home page, so what it does is that route, home page is a route or a page, so that route is going to cache by our front-end application. Okay, by the cache all route, dynamic cache all route. Okay, now the route is caught by our front-end application. Next we have the the components. We have the component in the Next.js application, and we have the same components that is going to be returned by the Sitecore CMS as a layout service. So there we have what we have a placeholder, and beneath the placeholder we have just an array of all the components. Okay, so now our front-end application and the components is going to map. Okay, it's going to map the data to the layout service component and placeholder through the we call like a page props or the component builder. Okay, so these two things play an important role to mapping the data. You can understand this way. It's like a front-end component is the one component is going to identify the same component name and placeholder into the layout service. If it is matching, then it's going to show the same data into the page. Okay, so so this is the way you have to understand. Got it right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Similar way, the styling. Let me give me a second. Okay, I mean, if you have to, I mean, what I explained you, if you, I mean, if you want to read more in our notes, you can say you can see a title like a page composition, how it's composing the page. You will find a note like a component factory or page prop factory. Okay, so there you will find like how, I mean, the similar what I explained, similar things you will find there, like how it's how the front end component is communicating with the layout service component. So if something as a page route or layout service is returning, same thing can be get called by our front end component, and it's going to and then it will map the fields and its data, and it will show the data into the page. Okay. 1 second, let me check. And next thing, do you have any, I mean, you must be able to create the component now, right? I mean, do you have any problem to like creating component and configuring into the site core? I mean, are you facing any problem on it? Or did you try to create the component?
Yes, Prem. I have tried few. For JSS, so far I'm good. I haven't tried everything, but whatever I have tried, it's good. But for SXA, I face some issues while creating Scriben, like while creating Scriben through CLI actually.
Okay, okay.
I don't know, like while I'm connecting to the application, it says like the Scriben items are getting watched, but while I'm creating the file with .scriben extension, it is not
Mhm,
importing. Like it should create a Scriben item, right, in Sitecore, but it is
mhm.
not happening. I don't know why.
Okay. No, I mean, for the Sitecore JSS, right? I mean, that is maybe you are doing on the actual SXA. In a Sitecore,
Yes.
we have a JSS SXA, headless SXA. So there we don't need the, I mean, SXA CLI. We'll just create a component, the component the way we create, and the same component we add in a toolbox, in a SXA toolbox. Okay. The same
Okay.
component we add in SXA toolbox, and when we run in an experience editor, that component we can drag and drop. It will give us an option to drag and drop. Okay. So I'll show you
Okay. Yeah.
maybe tomorrow. I'll show you that and how you can do that. It's easy. I mean, there we have two things here. Like we can create a simple JSS component. We can create a headless JSS component.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me just. I mean, whatever, like, the notes I have given you. I mean, to get this the concept, you have to study maybe every day if you can study it. So you can get the concept very easily. Okay. So, today actually, from last 2 days, I have some problem on my you know directory. Jesus. I have some problem on my server. So I'm not able to connect the internet on the server, but locally it's accessible. So that's the problem. I can just show you what I have done earlier, but recently I'm not able to do anything on the server. So let me just show you that earlier I have implemented about the in one of the demo project. I implemented the style, so I'll show you that. I'm just sharing my screen. Okay. Let me quickly share. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So uh, to configure the style, it's similar like, I mean, there is the two way. I mean, one is like when we are creating a headless SXA component, then we are not directly assigning the style on it. We just write the style here and we just run the application, and then we assign in terms of headless SXA component when we create, we assign the we create the the same style class inside the site core, then we assign an experience editor. There is a dynamic way because let's just first go with the simple JSS component and how we can assign a style. Okay, so this is the typical the Next.js JSS project. Okay, so you must be familiar about. Okay, maybe if you have any question on any of this folder structure, you can just ask me. I can explain you on it. Okay, so let's just go. In a SRC, we have this component where we create the component. Okay, and what I was telling you that the routing things. Okay, so let me just show you the routing things in our pages. We have this we call like a dynamic catch all route. When something in a browser is hit by user, that this is responsible to catch that route. Okay, every route it can catch of the Sitecore page, every route is going to catch. Okay, when it's catch, after that, because this is the you can say like a a route catcher. So this is it can catch every routes of the Sitecore page. Next thing is we have this component factory, we can see our component builder and this page props. So these both these two things are responsible to this component to just match the component, and the page props factory, this is match the data to the component. Okay, so this you can say like this component builder and this both things are responsible to map the data to the component. Okay, so if I just uh, show you this one, so what are the things are here? Okay, we have a component plugins, we have a normal plugins. So these things are okay. You can go just inside everything here. You can find what are the things here, and you can see this as well in a component builder. So in a component builder, what it does is, and whatever component we are creating, add a build time, it's going to add that component here. So we don't have to add manually. Whenever we are creating a component, it's dynamically adding the component here. Okay, so this is responsible to identify the component in the layout service, and the page props is going to mapping the data. Okay, in terms of routing, I'm telling you in terms of writing what are the things. I mean, it's play a main role. So I mean this catch all route and this component builder and page props. Okay, next thing, let's see how we can create the CSS file and how we assign. It's very simple. Okay, because I cannot show you today because it's I have just copied it from the server and just showing you in another from the another system. So I'll just show you like how I have created. I mean here, so you can create just you'll find it like a app.css. You can create .scss if you are good in the SAS styling. Usually the UI developer they are good in it. Okay, because so what you do is whatever if it is a SAS, you have to put somewhere here or maybe somewhere you can create any SAS file, and that's going to that you have to assign here from where this is the main SAS file. If there is something you have to add here, every SAS file or every file you have to add here in terms of if just start styling here. In terms of normal styling, you can just create a CSS file anywhere here like this. Okay, I can create any CSS file like this. Okay, and after creating where I have to assign, that's the thing. Okay, I created the CSS file there. You can assign anywhere in the component. Anywhere in the component, you can assign anywhere in the component, just like us. You can import and individually can that will work for that component. Okay, but Maybe that will be not a a best way, because in a headless we have a other way to assign the styling, not like a normal in a JSS or React we assign. So how we do? Let's go. Uh, let's
हाँ चलो मैं जा रही हूँ अंदर यार ये खाने ले जा लेना
okay. There is a noise from. Okay. Okay.
जाओ दीदी खाना
Uh,
खा लो
okay. Ria, there is a noise from your side, so if you can just mute for some time.
मेरा फोन कहाँ है जरा
Okay. Thanks. So you can create a simple CSS or maybe SAS file. Okay, this is the SAS, and you can directly assign into the any of the component, just like you can just like a import, and it will be the style will be effective on that particular component. But the other way, if you want to assign, if you want to assign on the root of that the root of the page, I mean you root of the layout, so where you have to assign, you can assign on the in the page you will go, there is a app.tsx. So what is the app.tsx? This is the entry point for the our rendering host or the application, you can say. So you can assign there, like, so there we have assigned main.sas file, there we have assigned uh, app.css. So if there is any individual CSS, you can just assign into the this app.tsx. Okay, if it is a JS file, it will be like app.js, because we are writing in a TypeScript, so it now it is in app.tsx. So there is a app.tss. Okay, so we are assigning like this. We have what have to do, import, then from where the CSS is going to come. So there the CSS is going to come. Okay, this is our app.tsx file. Now, after assigning this, okay, let's see what are the class we have made here. Okay, so for now, what I'm adding is, you can just add any class here. Suppose in a CSS, what we do is uh, we can write class. Okay, maybe mm, BG color. I can say like a BG color. BG color. Sorry, BG color. Okay. I can say like a background color, anything I can give, maybe like this. Okay, and the thing is, Next.js or Next.js component is able to support the class. Okay, so whatever like class we are writing, suppose this the CSS class, this one. Okay, so we can just add that class somewhere in a component directly. Suppose let's add the text this dot text color CSS class. So I have created like a component demo component.tsx. So what I'm doing is, so it's just a simple, the component. I'm just giving a component like, field name. It's going to fetch the heading and content. Then it's going to return the JSX component, this one. Okay, so in a what I'm writing here in a JSX is a div component, a div class content. Then in a text, in the heading, what I'm doing, I'm assigning a class name text color. So this is the class I have defined in the app.css. So directly what I'm doing is, I can write like a class and I can give the class name. Okay, so when I'm just I'm starting the application, I can see the result like this. Let me show you the result. So for now, I can just show you the image I have once I done. So in a component now, because in a we kept the color like a brown, so the result you can see it will come like this. So the demo heading where we have assigned the class. So this is a text tag s2, then is a heading. So in a heading there is a class like a text color. So that text color is going to come here. Okay, so this is the text color is coming. This is when we are creating a JSS component, simple JSS component. Okay, next we'll see, but this is maybe sometime we have to hard code the class, because every time, I mean, this is not a hard code, but in terms of SXA headless, I mean, we generally assign the class dynamically. We can, from the Sitecore, we can add and remove the class. Okay, so that's the main purpose. We can assign this way as well. I mean, in this text class, I can assign in anywhere and any tag. Maybe there I can add, there I can add as well, like this, and it will work. Okay, next, this is the simple JSS component. Next, if I have to work on the, created, the JSS headless, just headless SXA component. In a JSS headless SXA component, what we can do is we can create a component and we can create its variant as well. Okay. So we can create a JSS and we can create its, its variant as well, component and its variant as well. So there, I mean, how in a headless SXA works, a headless SXA, JS component works. So by default, I mean, we are going to pass the, the style and the fields and whatever like the fields for the component, it will come. Next, the parameter. This is the parameter are going to come like a style. Okay, maybe a style or some kind of parameters. Okay, so those things where we are going to assign, we are going to assign here, like in any of the component, like the then props params dot style. So this is the way, I mean, we are going to assign anywhere in the component. Okay, because we assign the we assign the style in based on the component, where I mean we can remove or add. So what we have to do, we are not directly assigning the the class here. We'll assign this class through the Sitecore now. Okay, so how we already have written the class here like a text color. So what we do, so in the JSS, what we do, we go to the with the Sitecore, we go to the Sitecore like this. In a Sitecore, this is the structure of the Sitecore. Okay, so where what you will find, okay, suppose I have a JSS class. Okay, sorry, JSS project. So in a JSS project, inside the presentation, you will if you expand the presentation, you will find like a style. Inside the style, you can create a style name like a demo style. Inside the demo style, I have to just create the class name like a text color. I created a class name text color. The right side, you have to put the same class name here. What the class name we created, same color class name you have to put here. Okay, when you create a class name like this, now this class name we can dynamically add through the experience editor. We can add and remove. So when we add, then the class will be effective. We can remove dynamically from the experience editor as well. So this is the assigning the class in a SXA way. So that's the benefit of JSS SXA. Okay, so next, let me show you the next. So when we open that that page in a page in the in the experience editor, there we get the option like this. Okay, option like this, you can see like a style button. So if you able to see the style button like this, if you click, then the right side, this kind of dialog box will appear. In that you'll find like a styling section there. In a styling, if you just scroll down, you will see the new added style will show like this. Okay. In a demo style, we added a text color like this. If you select and keep and click OK, then this style will be applied here. Okay, when it is applied, it will show that like this. You can publish them. Okay. So I mean, this is the way we create. I mean, when I don't want, I can just come back to this component. This is this JSS headless JSS headless component. I can just remove. I have to go to the this style icon. I can click here, and similarly this kind of the dialog box will come. I can just unselect and hit OK. Then style will disappear. Okay. So, I mean, did you understand, I mean, a little bit about, how we are assigning the, style? Because maybe if I could show you in a live, because there is some problem in my server, so I couldn't. But you understood, right? I mean, how we can create. It's a easy, similar way. You can just write in an asset. You will come here. You can write just any class. Maybe you are not a UI developer. You can write like a simple class. Same class you can register inside the Sitecore. If in case the XXA component, you can just assign that class, and uh, you can create a style like this inside your headless project, and just beneath the style you can create a style component. Inside the style, every class, or maybe you can write like this, and this class you can assign through the in experience editor. When you go back to the when you go to the experience editor, the same component, you have to click on the component. You will find, yeah, the button like this style button. When you click on the style button, you'll the dialog box, this kind of dialog box will appear. Inside the dialog box, you will find a section like a styling. In the styling section, the new added class like this one you will find. So from there you can just select or deselect anything, and the style will be appeared. This is the when you are going to assign that in a the JSS SXA component. Okay, so you understood, right?
Yes, Prem.
Okay, so I'll
Prem,
share you.
one thing.
Yeah.
Actually, I just wanted to ask, we have created CSS, then we have configured it in Sitecore. But how, if we want to uh, create a CSS file globally, like in for in whole site, there will be any title or something for that particular field or component, the same
Mhm.
style needs to be applied. So how we declare, I mean, how we define those style sets? Like, there is any default uh, style set is there, CSS file is there, where we can just write down the common CSS styles, or
Yeah, I mean the same thing we are doing here. So you can create a new styling, like a new style CSS file. You can create a like a common .css. Okay, you can write some class here. Maybe let me for now common text style. Any text you can, suppose I am common text style can be, font style. Suppose font size will be 10 px. Okay, then font color, can be, let me believe blue is the best. Okay, so maybe for the simple text style, this is the class we supposed to, style for every maybe every any of the text, or maybe particular kind of text for in every page. So this will consider like a common. Okay, so what I can do is simply I have to add like css like this, and if I want to available this css file to every page or every component, what I'll do, I'll just go to the page. There I have a entry point of the pages, so there I'll just import that. I'll import like this, import. Okay, I'll say like a ss because I have created inside the asset. I'll say directly it's a like let me see the name. It's a command.css. Command.css. Okay, so when I'm writing when I'm importing any css inside this app.csx, so I can make sure this css will be available on every page in every component. I can implement on every page or every component of the application. Okay, suppose let me, so how I can, maybe directly I want to assign this class, this is the, this class to the any of the component. I can go any of the component. Maybe let me go to the navigation. I can come here. I can find a JSX component, any of the JSX component, because it's a text. So somewhere I have to find the text is going to, or I'm returning some kind of text. Okay, so there is nothing kind of text. It would be text. Maybe I'll go to the rich text. In a rich text, definitely. So suppose this is going to return some kind of text, because it's a text, it's going to return some kind of text. So what I can do is, because it's a JSX component, it's going to return the JSX component in a text. So I can add a class, that class here. So let me go, not to add here, let me, what we have created, this demo class, I can add, maybe this is going to return, some kind of heading or text, or maybe let me assign that into the rich text. What can I do? I can just assign that class. Let me go back here, copy this, and I can assign this like this. So when I'm going to run, so that class will be effective on this. Okay, or maybe something I want, like it will appear on every page or in a layout of the page. So what I can do, I can just, write a separate class here, like a layout. There's a multiple way we can do. Maybe it can be any class, any CSS attribute or CSS style. Okay, what I can do is I can just add the same thing on. I can just import already this this CSS is imported to the app, so I can use anywhere in the component. If I have to particularly, into the any of the, any of the tag, individual tag. Suppose we assign to the individual tag. This is the way we can assign. Okay, if I have to assign in a component label, it's similar, because already this CSS is on our the whole application, because we have registered into this. So what we have to do is now we can just assign we can create the styling in a style. You have to go to the presentation, you have to go to the style, and there you have to create so that you can dynamically add and remove from the component. Okay, the way I show you, like you can add and remove. So did you get it?
Yes.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. See, I mean, you are creating a CSS. You are just adding the class in a particular component. This is the one way. Other way, because already you have created and assigned to the app.tsx. If you want to, add and remove dynamically from the component, so you have to add the CSS. You have to go to your project, and in a presentation, in a style, there you can create a new style item. Inside the style item you can create, because what we have created, we have a created class like a common. You can create a style like a common. Inside the common, what are the class type you are creating, like a common style, so you can just create a common style. And particularly style class, you can assign any of the component. How you can assign? And the screenshot I just so I just let me, oh, 1 second. This is the way you have to just open the page in experience editor, and you will find a style icon there, like this. Okay, if you find the scan icon, style icon, you can just click. If you click it, the similar I mean, the dialog box will open like this. You can just scroll down and you have to find the styling section. There you can see whatever, like, class you have added. You will find that class, and you can just, if you select the that class will be applied onto the component. When you unselect and save, it will be unselected it, and the you can remove the style from the component directly. Okay, so there is a two way. You understood, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I do is I'll just share you this this, you can, so that you can practice. Similarly, you can create a component, or I mean, what I'm doing, you can it's a simple component. You have to just create the uh, with the similar name, and you have to create the template. Okay, you can create a data source. I mean, you can, and whatever, you have to create a the rendering, JSON rendering inside the rendering, like a demo component. Okay, and you have to assign the, like a template and the data source location. It will return this. I think you are familiar, but if I share you, you can get more idea. You can practice this as well in your side. Okay, and I'll share you the more content on it. But styling thing you understood, right? I mean, how, I mean, the styling things work. Okay, I mean, there is a two way I explained you. One is the simple, assigning directly into the component, and other way you can create a style item. Whatever CSS class you are creating, that style item you can create inside the Sitecore, just to make sure you are dynamically adding the class and removing the class from the component. Okay, do you have any questions?
No, Prem.
Okay, Ria, do you have any question?
No.
Okay, okay. Okay, so you can try this way in your side and let me know if you have any question. Okay, so next thing, Priti, you were asking me about the the JSS component, right? So how you can create a JSS component? Sorry, JSS headless SXA component, right? JSS headless SXA
Yes.
component. So I mean, it's easy. You can just create. I mean, if you're not sure like how you create, I mean, I have created one. This is, I mean, Ria, you can just also practice it in your side. So how I'm creating it, see, I just created, I mean, there is a way. I mean, I have that document. Maybe I have uploaded on the LMS. You can find. I'll just copy the link. I'll share you so that you guys can see that as well. Okay, there's a way. I mean, first of all, we have to create the component. Okay, because we have to create the component in a headless JSS way. Okay, not like a simple component. We have to create the component that already the Sitecore has given. Okay, so similarly, I have created. So what you have to take care there? You have to take care few things there. I mean, first of all, what are the fields you are going to face the data to the components? There you have to define. Second things in a type, you have to define what kind of the parameter. I mean, parameter can be anything, can be a style parameter or maybe anything ID or anything kind of you know. Mostly we pass the the style parameter. Okay, so you have to pass the style parameter like this. This is not the dynamic, but we are defining through some key, and so that the component in the Sitecore will get some kind of style, and that is going to assign into the any of the div like this. Okay, same thing. The fields, this field is defined in the interface. Okay, so this is the way we create. So first of all, you have to write this way, like the component, then props. This will be this one, this type of the props is going to find. Then this is the JSS, this is the default JSS component. If nothing is finding, then this will return. Then, I mean, we have to create this way. If this is a default component, I mean, because in a SXA, how it works like there is a default rendering way, default rendering, and after the default we have to create a rendering variant. So first of all we have to define the default. So in a default, what we do in a JSX component, what it will return this kind of the component. Okay, you can see in your, it looks complex, but it's not complex. Okay, you can create a similar in a component, but you have to follow these things. Okay, you have to follow these things. I mean, this one you can create any kind of HTML you can write, but before that you have to follow this one. What are the things we are passing the props type of this JXX component. We are just assigning like a props parameter rendering id field like id. Then if prop fields is, if there is some value in it in a props, then it's going to assign somewhere here like this. So this is the way you have to define. Okay, so it's simple. And how it's going to assign those. So it's going to return like this way. Double. I mean, this is the way you have to follow. Okay, so I'll share you this. You can just run in your side. You can just copy this whole component and you can create your site. I'll share you the document for this so that you can create in your site as well, and you can try. Okay, and after creating the the component, you have to also register into the toolbox so that you can just drag and drop. You can just assign the default one. You can assign the its rendering variant as well. So that I have to also tell you about. Okay, how you can create, but you can try yourself. I'll just share you the document. Okay, So it's simple. You can, if you have a JSS component already, you can just, based, if I tell you, you can just go through the promo.tsx. Okay, you can just take a reference. So similar way you can create. Okay, in a Sitecore as well, what you have to do in a Sitecore? In a Sitecore, first of all, better way, you have to just understand, like, because it's a JSS headless, it's a complete different from the other type of component. If you are creating everything manually, like template manually, rendering component manually, you have to configure load. Like you have to configure the parameters there, you have to configure the data source and data. So these are the normal things, but other things are there as well. Other, in other, in the template as well, when you are creating a template, custom template there, few things, JSS headless, few things it's inheriting by default. So base part is, if you're creating template for the JSS component, you can find this, similar kind of component or the template already inside the JSS. Okay, you can just duplicate that one, and you have to just duplicate that one, so that, and you can see what are the things there. Okay, so you can just duplicate, name it as per your requirement. Similarly, when you are creating the JSON rendering, in a JSON rendering as well, you have to copy the JSON rendering already given in the JSS headless, so that, maximum things you will get. If there is anything missing, then sometimes give errors. But when you are duplicating the existing one and just configuring few things there as per the components requirement, so it will give you, it will not give you the error, and you can create a component easily. Okay, so these tricks, I'll just show you. I'll show you maybe tomorrow, or maybe day after tomorrow. I'll show you like how you can do that. Okay. So, you guys can try it, right? In your side. I'll just share you the document. You can try it by yourself, and maybe tomorrow I'll explain you how you will do that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, other thing, if you have any question, you can just, directly drop me a message on WhatsApp. If you're not understanding anything at the any time, you can just drop me, so that I can share you at the same time. The second thing, if you are searching in, jobs in JSS or maybe in a SXA, I have a few requests from some of the company, so I can share your profile. Okay.
Okay, Prem.
Yeah. There is an urgent
Okay.
requirement on some of the companies. So if you're really maybe planning to change, maybe in the next 2 to 3 weeks, you can just share me, so that I can just share, and you can just you can prepare for the interview, and you can face the interview. Okay, so anything, you can just drop me a message on WhatsApp. Okay, and maximum content we have uploaded on the LMS, and so you can just go through it. Anything you're not understanding, you can just drop me a message. Okay. Okay, then
Okay.
let's wrap up for today. We'll meet tomorrow.
Thank you, Prem.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.